What's up everyone, welcome back to Just Finish Coding. This is part 2 of our Dodge the Block series on Scratch 3, so let's get coding.
Just finished coding.
Now quick interjection here, if you've not watched part 1 of this series, please watch it before you come here because we're picking up from where we left off and you'll be very lost. I'll leave a card for you right here. Please watch the video and then come right back. If you're still here, I'm going to assume you've watched part 1, in which case you can get on with this video, and I'm going to start off by importing, not really uploading, we have that sprite. I'm going to choose the sprite from the library itself, and this sprite is going to be the paddle. So you can head over to your search bar and search PA and it should be showing up. And as you can see, this is the paddle I'm talking about. I accidentally clicked on the thumbnail, but anyway. So I'm going to start off the paddle with when I receive begin. We're not going to have anything when we receive thumbnail. This is going to be when we start showing it. So when we do receive begin, first I'll be setting up a couple of variables. The first one is going to be called game over, and this is going to be a Boolean variable. So after this, I'm going to put in a question mark after that. Okay, there we go. Next, I'm going to set up a variable, and this time it's going to be called current level. So I'll do that with the first letter uppercase, but this is the way it's going to be. So current level, then click OK. Oh, no, actually not current level. It's going to be called current score. Sorry about that. So current score. There we go. Click OK. And the third and last variable is going to be called new record. And once again, this is going to be a Boolean variable. So I'm going to put a question mark after that. Alright, you can click OK now and hide all those three variables. Now I'm going to do a couple of setups. So I'll be first setting, and let me just put those three there. First, I'll be setting the current score to be 0 as well. Then I will be setting game over to be no. And I will also be setting new record to be no. And as of now, just copy me. You'll understand where these variables are used later on. So now I'm going to have the looks of this. So I'm going to head over to the looks tab, and then I'm going to grab this block which says clear all graphic effects. And the reason I'm doing this is because in the end I'm going to have an animation on the paddle, not really an animation but an effect. So we'll be brightening up extremely fast and then hiding. So it's important that we have this so that it's all set up properly when we enter in the game. So clear all graphic effects. Then I'm going to head over to the motion category and grab a go to. So my x coordinate is going to be 0 and my y coordinate is going to be -120. So somewhere around this point when the game has started. And after this, very important, add this block which says set rotation style to don't rotate. And if you don't do this, you might face some problems where your paddle is swinging around unnecessarily. So just add this in here. The last thing I'm going to do is to show it because, well, we need to show it once the game starts. So yep, that is all we need within this when we receive begin. But what I'm going to do is make this a little bit faster. So I'm going to head over to my blocks, make a block, which is going to be, I'm going to call this paddle init, just so that this works out a little bit faster. Run without screen refresh, click OK, and you can put that like this. Yep, that is pretty much all you need, and this will run a lot faster and update all at once. So now I'm going to head over to the stage tab and I'm going to edit this background. So very simple, all I'm going to do is set the outline to be transparent, and then I'll be adding in a light sky blue background. Not really even sky blue, it's just going to be a very, very light blue like that. You can copy the exact, color in case you want, but it's just important that you have something like this. So now you can head over back to your paddles code, and yeah, this is all you need when we receive begin. But if you see within our button, we also broadcasted start game. And this is when the game actually starts to happen. So you can head over to events once again, grab a when I receive, start game. And in this case, what you will need to do is to grab a repeat until. And I'm using repeat until because game over is going to be this regulator if you want to think about it that way. So I'll be repeating until game over is equal to yes, because since it's a Boolean variable, it can either be yes or it can be no. So there we go, repeat until game over is equal to yes. And here I'm going to head over to the motion tab and I'll be saying go to x is going to be mouse x. Okay, so x is going to be mouse x, and y is going to be negative 120. So you can just put in your y first, and you should find mouse x right after mouse down. Yep, this is all you need, and now you can head over to the motion tab once again and grab this block which says if on edge bounce, so that we don't go out of the screen. So I'm going to hit the green flag now, click start game, and there you go. You can see that we can move our paddle with the mouse pointer, and that is pretty great. I'm going to move the score to the extreme right and the high score to the extreme left because I think this is the best layout. But in case you want to do it the other way, or use some other arrangement, you can go ahead and do that. So now I'm going to hit the green flag once again so that our thumbnail comes, and yep, I'm going to stop right here. Now I'll have to put in another conditional statement right here. But to do that, I'll need to have the block first. So head over to choose a sprite, click there once again, and you can just search for, I believe, button. That's what I think it is. And you can click button 2 because this is going to be our block, and I'll rename it that way. Alright, there we go. So now I'm going to head back to the paddle, and here I'm going to have an if-then condition. So if we are touching the block, then we will, so I need to grab that block first. So if touching block, then I will set game over to be yes. So set game over to be yes. And that's what I'll be doing within this condition. I'll get into the next condition in a bit of time. But first I'll be going into what happens after that. So after we touch the block, we need to do some kind of an animation. And we'll have the animation, a different animation though, but we'll have an animation nonetheless work on the block as well. So what we can do is to broadcast a message right here. I'm going to call it end game. So we'll broadcast this message and the block is going to receive it so that both the animations happen pretty much simultaneously. That's the idea. So after you broadcast this, what you can do is head over to control, grab a repeat 10 times, and after this you can head over to looks and put in a hide. But within this 10 times, you can say change brightness effect by 10. So brightness effect 0 is going to be, this normal visibility, and it's going to get brighter and brighter and brighter until it's completely transparent. And after that, we can just hide. Yep, there we go. That is all we need. And now what I'm going to do is to add in that other condition I was talking about. So head over once again to control, grab another if then, and this time around we need an AND operator right here. So first I'll be checking if new record is equal to no. So if new record is equal to no, and the second condition I'll be checking, which is the main condition, is going to be if the high score, if the score is greater than the high score. And I'm pretty sure you understand what this means, so I'm not going to go and explain this. So if the score is greater than the high score, we'll want to set the high score to be the score. But we'll also need to do one thing so that we can save a little bit of time while executing this loop. So first I'll be setting high score to score, not score to high score. I'm not sure what I said, but set high score to be the score. And after this, I will be setting the new record to be set new record to be no. So set, where's that? Yeah, new record to be no. So after this, what I'm going to do is I'm not going to go through this if then once again, but you have to keep in mind here that if our high score, for example, is 10 and then our score goes to 11, then what this is going to result in is we're not going to go through this condition once again. So even if our score goes to, let's just say 20, our high score would still be set to 11, which is not a good thing. So what I'm going to do here is save a bit of execution time, but our new record variable is going to be used later on when we're ending this game, and we're going to detect if that variable is set to yes or no. And actually I meant to set that to be yes here. Anyway, that was a small mistake. So if it is yes, then we will be setting the high score to be the score once again. And if it is no, then we will not set the high score to be anything at all. Now the only drawback of doing this is you won't see the high score update real time, but it's really important you do this, so just go ahead and do it. You'll face some weird errors if you don't do it later on. The last thing I'm going to do is to set up a sound effect when we touch the block, and to do this you can head over to the sounds tab, delete this first sound, and within choose a sound you can click on that once again to go to the sound library, and you'll probably not hear any of the sounds in my machine. and that's because I've kept them to be muted, but you should be able to hear all of that in yours. So the sound I'm going to look for is going to be called bonk, and you can just double click that, and this is going to be the sound effect you need. And after we touch the block, you can head over to sounds and grab this block which says start sound bonk, and this will result in the sound effect being played, and you should be able to hear it. So I'm going to hit the green flag and click on start game, and you can see that yep, our paddle movement works fine, no issues there, and also our high score and score variables are set up. But more importantly, we get to know that there are no errors here such that we're stuck in an infinite loop or something like that. And I'm going to end this video right here. If you've enjoyed this video, please make sure you leave a like, and also don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.